Hey guys, welcome to day 2 of the 12 days of Vlogmas. I am here sitting on my couch in the living room because I am extremely tired. I have been moving books all day at work and my muscles are sore. I don't work out normally, so this is like a big workout for me, and I know I should get more exercise than I do, but I don't. So whenever I have to like shift books or anything at work, oh my gosh, I ache for like the next 3 days. And I've been shifting books 2 days in a row now, so I'm really feeling it. So I was trying to think of a topic to discuss today, and a Christmas related topic. And I was on the way home listening to some Christmas music, which I don't normally do, but I've been trying to listen to it to kind of get into the holiday spirit. And White Christmas came on, the Bing Crosby version of White Christmas, and it made me think of one of my favorite Christmas movies. I couldn't even think of the word Christmas. This is how into Vlogmas I am right now. Anyway, it made me think of White Christmas, one of my favorite Christmas movies, and then that made me think of other Christmas movies that I really like. So I thought I would talk about some of those. I'll try to keep it kind of short. So I'm going to give you my top 3 Christmas movies. I'm not really sure if they are in any particular order, but I just thought of another one that I really like. Okay, so maybe 4 or 5. So first off, White Christmas, since that's the song that I heard in the car that made me think of the topic to begin with. So yeah, White Christmas. Love that movie. I have seen it several times. I can't tell you how many times. But yeah, it's the old Bing Crosby movie. It's got, who else? Oh my god, I can't even think. Rosemary Clooney is in it, who, if you didn't know, is George Clooney's aunt. And who else? I can't remember the girl's name. She's really, really skinny, though, and it makes me sick because she looks like a freaking Barbie doll, and she's dancing around with the other guy whose name I cannot remember right now. Why am I doing this? I don't know. I can't for the life of me think of his name. I can think of the characters. It's Bob Wallace and Phil Davis, and he plays Phil Davis, and I cannot think of his actual name. What is wrong with me? Oh my gosh, I know it, I just cannot think of it. And then, of course, the 2 girls are Betty and Judy Haynes, the Haynes sisters. Yeah, so one of my favorite Christmas movies, even though there aren't really a lot of Christmas songs in it, if you think about it, it just kind of takes place at Christmas. Well, several Christmases. But I think White Christmas may be the only Christmas song that is actually in the movie. But it has other good songs, like, you know, The Best Things Happen While You're Dancing, and what are some other ones? When I'm worried and I can't sleep, I count my blessings instead of sheep. And I fall asleep counting my blessings. Counting my blessings? I don't know the name of the song. But yeah, that one's in there. Gosh, I know there are other ones too, and I can't think of any of them. Oh, Sisters, of course, the one that the Haynes sisters sing, and then, yeah, there's a really fun scene with that song. But yeah, it's Snow, 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 Snow. That one, you know, they're all in there. But yeah, it's such a great movie, and I think I probably first saw it when I was around 13 or so. And yeah, absolutely love that movie. It's so good. It's so good. I don't understand how you couldn't like it. Plus, there's this one scene when they're dancing to The Best Things Happen While You're Dancing. And Phil, he is dressed in this gray suit. And he has gray socks and gray shoes that all match. And it's just awesome. I don't know. It's great. Anyway, so that's one of my favorites. I really like The Nightmare Before Christmas, even though I don't really necessarily know if it's technically a Christmas movie, because it's kind of like, I consider it a fall movie, because anywhere between Halloween to Christmas is when I normally want to watch this movie. And I did not see the movie when it first came out, like in theaters and everything. It just so happened that my grandmother found a VHS tape of it at a yard sale, I think, and bought it. I think it was a yard sale. Anyway, and I watched it, and I absolutely fell in love with it, and I have loved it ever since. And actually, it is probably in my top 3 movies of all time. That's how much I love that movie. I could probably quote the entire movie. I wouldn't be surprised if I could quote the entire movie. So yeah, I love that one, and it also doesn't really have a lot of Christmas songs in it. But my favorite song in there, of course, I love Sally's song, but I guess I'm kind of biased because Sally's my favorite character. But the other one that I really like is, if you haven't seen the movie, I'm going to spoil it for you. But it's right after Jack gets shot down and he falls into a graveyard and he starts singing the song in the graveyard. And I guess it's called What Have I Done? But anyway, that is my favorite song in the whole movie. I love that song. It's so good. So yeah, I like that one. So that's the other one of the other movies I like. I really like, let's see. I have to say that I like A Christmas Story, but that's mainly because I watch it every year because they have this thing on like TBS where they do a 24-hour marathon of A Christmas Story. And we inevitably end up watching it at least 3 times. Not necessarily all throughout, but bits and pieces throughout the day. And yeah, so that's up there. Although I guess I kind of get tired of it after a while. And I'm not really sure if I would say that's in my top 5. But one that I really like, which surprises me, and it is a chick flick. Sorry about that. But I really like The Holiday. And it's not so much, I don't really like, it's 2 stories, 2 different stories. One of them is like Cameron Diaz, and I don't like Cameron Diaz anyway, which is kind of surprising that I would like this movie because she's in it. But I don't really like her side of the story. I like Kate Winslet's story in it, and Jack Black is also in it, and it was probably one of the first movies that I actually liked Jack Black in because his character is really nice, and I don't know, I just liked it. But I like that one. Oh, The Shop Around the Corner. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. So The Shop Around the Corner, if you don't know what that is, if you have ever seen You've Got Mail, which you probably have, The Shop Around the Corner is an older version of it, I suppose. So You've Got Mail is actually a remake of The Shop Around the Corner. Anyway, it's a really good movie. It's got Jimmy Stewart in it. Love Jimmy Stewart. How can you not like him? I know his like most famous Christmas movie is It's a Wonderful Life, but I'm not really a big It's a Wonderful Life fan. I would much rather watch The Shop Around the Corner. But he works at a shop, and one of the shop girls that works there also is kind of like his nemesis, and it turns out that they have been secretly talking to each other and falling in love through letters, and it's really sweet, and, you know, it's like You've Got Mail, and, yeah, it's a really good one. You should watch it if you get the chance. It usually comes on TCM if you get TCM, at least once during the month of December, sometime around the holidays. And it's great. You should watch it. There's also another version of it called In the Good Old Summertime, which has Judy Garland. And also it has Buster Keaton, and I love Buster Keaton, but I don't really like that movie that much. I'd much rather watch The Shop Around the Corner or You've Got Mail. Anyway, so there's that. It's a good movie. You should watch it. So the probably #1 Christmas movie that I like is A Muppet Christmas Carol. I'm not really that big of a Muppets fan, and I'm not really that big of a Charles Dickens fan either, but A Muppet Christmas Carol is the perfect combination of the two. It's so good. It has so many great songs, and they're pretty much all Christmas songs. And great characters. Michael Caine as Ebenezer Scrooge is the best. It is like the best role for him, and it actually made me A, like Ebenezer Scrooge, and B, kind of have a little bit of a crush on Michael Caine, which is really weird. But yeah, I love him as Ebenezer Scrooge. He's like the best. Of course, you have your other characters, you know, Kermit is Bob Cratchit, and Miss Piggy is Mrs. Cratchit, and you have Tiny Tim, and you have the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and yet to come, and the one for the future is really creepy, or I always thought it was creepy. But it's so good, and there's so many cute little moments in it, and so many cute little songs, and I absolutely love it. There's one problem I have with it, and it's okay. So what happened is there is this scene in the past, in Scrooge's past, where he sees himself and his fiancée, and it's when they break up. And she sings this beautiful song, and it's probably my favorite song in the entire movie. And she sings it, and then he walks off, and Scrooge is there crying, and if you watch the widescreen version of it, that scene isn't there, that song isn't there, and it's because when it was released theatrically, they did a like advanced screening or whatever of it, and that song didn't get positive feedback, I guess. People were like, this is boring, we don't really like it, all these kids weren't into this song. And so they cut it. They cut it for the theatrical release. And the theatrical release, of course, was in widescreen. So when you watch it in widescreen, that is not there. And I guess they completely lost that screen, the widescreen version of it. But when they put it out on VHS, which is what I had, my copy of the VHS, they put that scene back in, but it's in standard version. So it's like, it's like a square instead of widescreen. And now they don't have it in the widescreen, but they have it in the standard. But I hate standard. I would much prefer to watch it in widescreen because that's how TVs are now. It looks really good, and I can't watch it in widescreen because it doesn't have that song that I absolutely love. So what I normally do is I watch it in widescreen, and once it gets to that little point, I pause it, and I find a video, usually on YouTube or whatever, of that one scene, and I watch that one scene, and I sing along, and it's so good, and I absolutely love that song. And then, once it's over, I unpause it and watch the rest of the movie in widescreen. But it makes me so mad because I would love to have a full version of it with that song. But other than that, it's a great movie. Despite that, it's a great movie. But yeah, so those are the movies that I am most likely to watch during the Christmas holidays. So I think I actually mentioned 6 because A Christmas Story, of course, I'm going to end up watching that. But yes, White Christmas, Nightmare Before Christmas, The Holiday, The Shop Around the Corner, and A Muppet Christmas Carol. And I have actually already watched a little bit of A Muppet Christmas Carol because it came on sometime around Thanksgiving, and I started watching it, and I was like, yeah, I should probably save this for Christmas. But yeah, anyway. So that's it. I guess I'm done talking about movies, and let me know what your favorite Christmas movies are. Probably not going to be the same as mine, because, yeah. But the ones I've mentioned are good ones to me. Anyway, that's my opinion. So, yeah, let me know, and I will see you guys in day 3. And before I go, I will show you guys something special, maybe? Okay, so I had to go into the kitchen, but these are the something special. If you can't tell, it is tickets to the Star Wars movie, the new Star Wars movie, The Force Awakens. I have my tickets for Thursday, December 17th, before it actually is released. Yeah, we have tickets for the 7 o'clock show. 7 p.m. on Thursday. That's where I'm going to be. I'm going to be watching Star Wars. Anyway, so yeah, Thursday I'm going to be vlogging about Star Wars most likely because, yeah, I'm really excited about it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so that was the something special. May not be too special to you, but there we go. It's special to me, and that's what matters. Bye.